Matt, what's going on, man? Welcome. Thanks for taking the time to jump on a call briefly to talk about your experience with AgencyU and just the journey that we've been on through working together for the last year and a half or so.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate everything you've done for me, Austin, and through AgencyU and just the whole community as in general, like has been great. And it's literally transformed my business, my mindset, and honestly, like a lot more areas of my life than I thought I was going to get out of this.
Love it, man. Well, for the people who obviously do not know who you are, why don't you
Yeah.
share a little bit about your agency, like what you do, where you're based, all that good stuff.
Definitely. So my name is Matt Saavedra. I am the founder of Savvy Media. I'm based out of Southern California, like the Inland Empire area. If you don't know where that's at, it's about 45 minutes away from Disneyland. It's my best reference. And yeah, I really just focused on short form agency. And that's what I've been doing, been building a team here and just really growing and finding the results I've been looking for.
Nice. So like when we first started talking, I don't know, what was it, like a year and a half ago, like where were you at in your agency, like mentally, just like you as a business owner, if you can recall, um, from that perspective.
Oh, bro, it's crazy. Like I remember when I first reached out to you, we started conversating. I was in the middle of exiting a situation I was in. I was working with another agency, kind of overseeing their video production. Always wanted to do something on my own, but just always had like that kind of fear. Like there's just so much to business that I didn't know how to do. I knew I was good with camera. I knew I was good with talking to clients, but as far as operations and all this stuff, and just fear of failure kind of held me back. And when I decided I needed to take that step and step away from what I was where I was at and just go completely on my own, I knew I needed a coach. I needed someone to help guide me, and so that's what you came in the picture.
Nice. So because you were like more like freelancer style and like more taking on jobs here and there, and there wasn't really anything predictable. And it was like, okay, what I can do, I can output. And that was sort of the thought process from what I recall, right?
Yeah, I know, definitely. I was, like I said, I was kind of overseeing content for another agency, so they were kind of contract me a lot of content there, but everything was just kind of referral based. Didn't know what this month would look like, didn't know what next month would look like. There was no predictability to it, and I just didn't know really the whole client acquisition process and all that stuff. So I was just like, I need to figure something out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then, okay, so and then you hear about Agency U, I think from a friend or from social, um, and then you get into the program, you join the program. Like, what were you looking to achieve from joining coaching? Because it's a big time investment as well as a financial investment, and it's a commitment. Like, it's not just like a thing that you buy and just like
Yeah.
magically happens. Like, you also
Mhm.
know that it's the tail end of it's going to be work. So, like, you going into it, like, what were the things that you were looking to get out of?
I was looking to get out of just being like a freelancer because that's pretty much what I was. I labeled myself as a business owner and all this stuff, but I was just a glorified freelancer. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like just taking on jobs, and that was pretty much it. Doing all the filming, editing, all that on my own. So I'm just a freelancer, and I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to have a team. I wanted to take more of a leadership role. I wanted to have a team to film and edit the content and just more oversee the projects and really focus on client growth. And so
Yeah.
I was kind of just so stuck working in the business that I never really worked on my business. So going into Agency U, I really had to take like obviously there's some financial investment, but it was really just a time investment to learn all the modules, all the videos and go everything. Cause at first it was a little overwhelming to be honest, because like I was the type where I'm like, I'm not administrative, I'm not organized, but as my mind began to shift, that's when I really began to like see growth within my business.
All right, so is understanding the business ownership, like what that entails, like understanding everything that entails going from the freelancer to agency owner. So like what about agency you helped you do that? Like what has helped you go from freelancer to now? Like an actual CEO?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the biggest thing that, well, first of all, was, identifying an offer and kind of figuring out what my offer was, and, what was able, like, what would work for me to like be able to scale, and what direction I wanted to go in, who the clients were that I wanted to work with, because before I was all over the place, fitness, some real estate stuff, healthcare stuff, med spa, all the, like, everything, weddings. And so, find really being able to niche down and identify an offer that was able to help me get more specific and be able to really get my clients results, and, and really begin to grow. And as far as like my business was really just referral based, and it was really stuck in my network. But, learning sales, learning, like presentations on Zooms and all that stuff, nothing that I knew or did before. Like, it
Mhm.
really brought my professionalism up. And so when I was speaking to clients, a lot of times they were impressed with my presentation and what I was saying, and what I was saying I was going to be able to do for them. And everything was pretty much taught to me through AgencyU.
Yeah, I think the conviction comes from like a strong offer and like understanding like how to reverse engineer it, to scale it, to delegate it, and all that stuff. Because if you're just like winging it and like hoping that people say yes and there's no real process around it, or you don't have conviction on what you can actually sell, then it's a lot trickier to do it. So what like practically did you do? Like maybe like two or three things that you executed that were just like have been super helpful for you, just if an
Yeah.
agency owner is watching.
Definitely. So number one thing, what I, like I said, identify my offer. So once I had my offer, understood my costs, understood my margins. So that was one thing that I implemented right away. So I knew how much I was going to be charging. There was no like more guesstimating, like, this is what I think it's going to be worth. But I knew my costs. I knew, what margins I had. I knew what discounts I could give. I knew what discounts I couldn't give. And then honestly was, kind of the SMS outreach has really been big for me too. So, that's something we implemented recently through CC360, where, hiring a list builder and being able to like find real estate agents in certain areas that I wanted. And then using the text message sequence, I've been able to create a lot more conversation and predictability. I've been able to bring on like 3 to 4 clients per month. So, it's 3 month retainers minimum that we do. So it's like a lot more predictability, and a lot more forecast as far as like, okay, this is how many clients I've been getting per month doing this. So this is what I should be getting as long as I'm putting out the same volume. So it's just kind of really just, those are the things I kind of did that really brought like a peace of mind to me, and
Yeah.
be able to like really like know what my future looks like with my business.
Yeah. Like kind of taking your emotions out of it and looking at the business as a separate thing and being like, okay, if I pull these levers, then I can do this. Okay, I know my numbers, so I know that I can pull these levers, I can't pull these levers, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. As far as like measurable outcomes or successes, like what do you think comes to your mind when you think about like how we've been able to help you, like whether that's okay, I've been able to grow my team, or like what are some of like the aspirational things that you've achieved that maybe you would have
Yeah.
taken a little
No,
bit more
definitely.
time to achieve if you weren't fast tracking through something like coaching.
Yeah, definitely. So the first thing, like I said, that a reason why I joined was, I didn't want to be a freelancer. I wanted to be an agency owner. And so within this time of being part of AgencyU, I've been able to scale my team up to 8 people. So I'm gonna be 9 starting the next month, October.
Nice.
So now I will be having 2 videographers, an account manager, 2 video editors, and then an assistant VA, and then also a part-time graphics person.
Killer.
So I've really been able to take myself out of the equation. I still attend, some shoots, but more like overseeing and connecting with the clients, but I'm not filming it. I'm not editing it. I'm not posting it. And so I've been able to really just focus on the business now. So that's definitely, a result of AgencyU. And I guess the second thing would be financials, you know what I mean? From a financial standpoint, I was probably before AgencyU making $5,000 to $8,000 a month, on a good month, which was cool for a freelancer, but I definitely wanted to scale. So now I've been at about $20,000 a month now, free recently. And so I'm super excited for that. But what I'm more excited about is just, because of the predictability and seeing scaling, I'm predicting early 2024 to be at about 50K, a month. And then by the end of 2024 to be at about 100K a month, which is insane to me if you would have told me that a year or two ago before I started AgencyU. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, love it. And I think it's super achievable with everything that you've applied from the foundation perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So like what like if an agency owner is watching this, like what advice would you give to maybe somebody in your shoes? Maybe they're freelancing currently and they're wanting to build an agency. Like what sort of practical advice would you give to them?
Definitely. So any agency owner that is, any advice that I can give is one, the foundational, like you got to believe in yourself. If you really cannot believe that you can do these things and make this type of money, then you won't. It sounds cliche and sounds kind of stupid, but I could be a testament of that. I was in AgencyU in the beginning, trying to apply different things and then but not fully convinced that it could be me. I seen it be other people, but I didn't believe it can be. But I think when that switch kind of flipped within my head that I can and I will do this thing, like I literally saw the results within the next month or two and I began to scale. And so
Nice.
that's definitely the first step. And the second step is you have to be the number one thing that you invest in, more than your gear, more than anything else. Like you need to invest in yourself and you need to grow as a person, as a leader, in your operations and your systems. And that's exactly what agency did for me as I invested in that. And as I grew, my business grew and everything around me began to grow. So that's the two things I would say to anyone.
Nice. Love it. And then what about like people who are maybe considering agency you? Like they are checking us out, they've watched some of our videos and they haven't quite pulled the trigger. What would you say to them?
I would say the longer you wait, the more you're just hurting yourself. Like the sooner you take action, the sooner you're gonna get the results. I kind of can make a reference like because I work with a lot of real estate people, so I hear this a lot. And they say, when's the best time to buy a house? The best time to buy a house was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? The longer you wait, the less, the longer you wait, the more time you're going to wait till you see the results that you want to get. So if you're thinking about AgencyU, you're considering it, you've been watching the videos, you've been seeing the ads maybe or something, go ahead and do it, because if you really want to grow and if you're serious about that, then this is where it's going to happen. It's going to happen for you. And I'm a testament to that. And there's many others that will be a testament of that too. So if you really want to grow and if you're serious about it, do it. You're playing games, then this might not be for you because there will be a lot of work that you need to put into it. But if you do the work, you will get the results.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not a let's fish you to a bunch of course videos and expect you to get through it and have a good job. It's very applicable, you know,
Yeah.
like it's application focus where it's you and me get to meet and actually game plan versus like I'm some celebrity with zero access and just some coach who gets you in the door, you know.
No, yeah, that's where a lot of people get the misconception. They think, oh, well, I'm making the financial investment and I'm going to get the results. Like that's part of it, but you got to put the work in too and you got to do it. You know what I mean? No one's going to do it for you.
100%. Yeah, man. Anything else that you'd like to add? Like for like obviously this is really geared towards agency owners. Anything from an advice perspective or anything that you haven't included that would be helpful for people, whether that's for inspiration if they're not going to do coaching and just kind of help them out, or if they are considering the program.
I think the worst thing you can do is like compare yourself to others. I know I did that, early as an agency owner, just kind of seeing the results, seeing how many other shoots other people were going on. And I would get like, not like I wouldn't be a hater, but like, frustrated, like, why isn't that happening to me? You know what I mean? But it really didn't happen until I started applying myself. And now I get DMs like, how do you have these clients? Or how are you always busy? How are you growing? You know what I mean? And so pretty much whatever you want your life to look like, it really defined by the actions you take and the mindset you have. And so, like I said already, if you want to grow, AgencyU is for you.
Yeah. The work instills the worth. And I've seen your confidence go through the roof over the last like year that we've known each other. So it's been really, really cool to watch just not you as a business person, but you as a husband, father, leader in business, CEO now. So it's been really cool, man.
Appreciate you. And shout out to Austin and the whole AgencyU crew. Would not be who I am without you guys. Truly
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
Not just saying that.
Cool, man. Well, thanks again for the time. Thanks for watching, guys, if you're watching, and see you on the next one.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.